in the know. Non-stop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Dude, the Rhino might be back, bro.
Football.
But I just felt it. I felt each and every one of you. I felt the captains with your C's on your chest, understanding that we were about to go break an all-time regular season or playoff record for comeback victory. When I tell you guys, I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that will never change. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play any more games. So bring it in tight, and then I want to hear you guys celebrate the 2022 NFC North Championship.
Football, yeah!
Let's go! Boone, where's the brick wall? Where's the brick wall?
Brody.
What? I need to run through something right now.
I know, right? And North Champs, dude. You got that over Aaron already. God, who's so excited about that?
It is
so
hilarious.
Excited. I'm so excited he didn't win. I just love that.
They actually, so the Packers beat the lowly Rams, the injured, depleted lowly Rams the other night, and then they showed Matt LaFleur's post-game press conference, or not press conference, the post-game locker room speech. Kevin O'Connell's got his guys ready to run through a freaking 5 brick walls. And Matt LaFleur is in there like, okay, got to get our minds and our bodies right. Got another game coming up. Got to get our minds and our bodies right. And the team is ready. Like, no, let's go. We got to win 3 more. And he's like, oh, minds and bodies. I don't know, man. You've been in a lot of post game big win. Jim Harbaugh. You've been around Pete Carroll and stuff. Kevin O'Connell has a way. He seems to have a way talking to those guys after games, Booney.
Dude, I've been saying it for weeks.
And at halftime, apparently.
the way that he talks to them and the way that he has them responding, like you got to think. What do you think they said at halftime? Do you think the first thing he said when he came in was like, all right, listen, we're going to pretend like that didn't happen. Okay? We're going to pull our heads out of our asses. Then we're going to go out there and we're going to play some real football. Like, what do you say that you come in at 33-0 and everybody's like, hey, but you can't tell me that you didn't feel like they were kind of going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go back and you look at that game, that Colts team is trash. They're trash, dude. Their offense did absolutely nothing.
I thought they were well coached myself. I thought
they were horribly coached, and that's exactly why. You want to know why you don't hire a guy off street? Because then all of a sudden people are like, didn't you just lose that game when you were up 33-0? And I think it was like 9 minutes in the third quarter that Vikings finally scored a touchdown. 8 minutes into the third quarter that the Vikings finally scored a touchdown. So you had a 33-point lead for 38 minutes, and you blew it? I wonder why. Phil. I wonder if it's because you don't know what you're doing. Stay in your lane. Snap ball, make the mic call. That's what you do. Stand on the sidelines looking like a total dumbass. That's not what you do. And he did. Dude, this whole game proves so many things that we've been talking about all year. Number one, this is why you don't just hire Jim Bob off the street to do a job, because there are so many guys on that team right now that are pissed. But then when you turn around and look at like how the game really went, this is what's so funny. I was talking to my oldest son, Johnny. He was like, Dad, how are you explaining this game? And I'm like, it's one of those games where like you lose the game because it's hard to explain. The Vikings gave them that entire first half. You go for it on 4th down, you lose. I'm cool with that. Totally cool with that, dude. Yeah. Do your thing. You throw a fake punt after one was blocked. We're getting stupid. They were being really stupid, right? And that's why I'm like, it's not so much that you beat us as much as we were beating ourselves. That's a game of literally one team beating themselves for a whole half and then waking up like, we were totally kidding. Watch how bad these guys really are. And Booney, we got you with the Jeff Saturday comment. Look how bad this guy is. I'm telling you, dude, I've never seen a team implode. And I didn't watch it live. So I was at the hockey rink for my daughter's game in the first half, and people were livid. There were so many people that made comments to me like, you were so full of it. This team, these guys are frauds. They are frauds. And I'm like, dude, how bad could it be going? Like, they're down 30 points. And you know how somebody says that it's really like 20, 21. I was like, okay, so they're down 3 scores. And somebody's like, no, literally, they're down 33 points and it's halftime. And I was like, oh, man. Okay, let's see what happens. All of a sudden, like, I don't know, after my son's game, everyone's like, wait until you see that game. Just wait. And it's not so much that I'm surprised as much as it is like, why does everyone doubt this team as much as they do? Because if you really watch that first half, it was just the offense shooting themselves in the foot. And the special teams giving up a huge long run to, number one, start the game, which you never want to do. And 2, you fail on a fumble or a punt, which what you know how I get about that stuff. Wait a minute. You did what? After it was blocked for a touchdown? Like, look at all that. That's what I'm saying. You gave them the ball after the 4th and 1 where you failed, and all they got out of it was like a field goal. They kicked 5 field goals that day. That's how you know that team's not good.
Yeah. So you wonder, a couple minutes ago you said, I wonder what KOC said at halftime. So apparently Patrick Peterson got up in front of the team and said, guys, just everything you just said, right? He said, guys, we're going to hold them. We just need 5 touchdowns. Literally said, we're going to hold them. Offense, get us 5 touchdowns, and we win this game.
They were holding them. They were holding them in the game. That's what nobody's understanding. When you look at a game like that, it's not so much the offense looking at the defense as much as it is the defense like, really? We've been out here the whole game, dude. And we're holding them to just field goals. And that's why it's kind of funny to me that everybody freaks out, because when you're watching the game, you're like, okay, interception for a pick 6, that sucks. Blocked punt for a touchdown. That really sucks. Yeah, they scored once. That sucks too. But the rest were all field goals. And they started with the ball on their side of the 50 a couple times, and they went nowhere. Yeah. That's when I was like, man, if the offense starts clicking, they're going to be dangerous again. And sure enough, as soon as you piss Justin Jefferson off, like that wasn't just like a, I'm here. That's like a, I'm taking over today. And then Justin Jefferson was like, I don't think so. Because the minute you pop up from that kind of like, yo, I'm good, everybody's like, oh my God, he took it and he's good. You can't even talk him out of a game. He tried so hard. Oh, God, pussy.
I love KOC. He also came out on Monday and he planted a little seed with the league and said that's like the third, flagrant foul or whatever you want to call it, 15-yard penalty on Justin Jefferson this season. And then he was asked to address it again. He said, "No, I said what I need to say." Planted a little seed with the officials.
As soon as he got hit there, I was thinking of the Buffalo game, and I was like, "Man, there's a lot of people coming after this guy. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of haters."
Yeah.
By the way. I remember now why he hit him like that. Do you remember that little move he did where it was supposed to be like a quick little in, but it ended up being like a whip back, but it wasn't really a whip back? And he had Stephon Gilmore on skates, dude. That's probably why now that I'm thinking about it, that's why he went after him. But
try to send a message back.
JJ still got up, so, I mean, who really won the fight?
Yeah. So what's crazy about this now, this is going to go down. Well, actually, there's another crazy parallel. So Frank Reich was talked about for 30 years because he was the quarterback for the Bills in 1993. I think it was the 93 playoffs. That was the greatest comeback, 32-point comeback over the Oilers that stood for 30 years. And Frank Reich was kind of a household name because he was the quarterback that captained it in the second half. He gets fired a month ago by the Colts. Jeff Saturday takes over, and then the Vikings take the all-time comeback record from Frank Reich.
Just being honest with you.
Old team. It's kind of a weird parallel. And by the way, Kirk Cousins, my guy. Never have I doubted Kirk Cousins. You know me, Booney.
I'm
always been his biggest fan.
It's just you gotta wait.
He's now, dude. He's won. If he gets one more fourth quarter comeback this season, he'll be tied for the all-time single season record. And because he now holds 400 yards in the second half, the greatest second half comeback in the history of the NFL.
Dude,
he's going to go down as one of the great. This is crazy to say. He's going to go down as one of the great fourth quarter comeback quarterbacks because of this season.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the way that he's playing alone should get KOC the Coach of the Year. I'm not even kidding. Did you see that bullet to Thielen to end the game? Not just like a we're done with this game. I'm done with this game. I'm going to zing it 30 yards. Poo-poo! I was like, my God, this dude. is so ready for this game to be over. He's so ready to walk out of here. I mean, dude, he was doing it all day. And God damn it, if he gets stepped on one more time. Did you see that? He got stepped on again. Oh my God. I hope you pulled that. I hope you pulled the clip. I hope you pulled so fun stuff to watch.
I spared Ed Ingram that clip this week.
You are so lucky, Ed, because
we've picked on. He's done it a couple times. We've picked on him. Is that Kirk being slow-footed or Ed Ingram needing to stop reaching his left foot out 10 feet to the back left? You
want me to tell the guy holding the football to hey, move out of my way?
Back away quicker.
Hey, maybe we get out a little quicker, huh? Slow feet? What, do we got cement bricks down there? I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. I will get out of your way, sir.
Oh my God. So what's the biggest comeback you've ever been a part of? Like, have you guys ever, there's got to be some.
Oh, I do know. Oh my God. You're going to love this story. Dude, NFC Championship. Our boys, we go down to ATL. We're in Atlanta. Matt Ryan, that's right. I'm bringing him out again.
Matt Ryan has now blown a 28-3 Super Bowl lead and a 33-0 regular season lead, and whatever
21 point and a 21 point playoff lead. Winning, they were winning 24-3 at halftime, and I remember we went in at halftime, and I had never seen coaches so mad in my life. I mean, like, they were like, dude, we did not do all the work that we did to get here, to walk out of here like a bunch of. We were like, yeah, they're not kidding. And now in your mind, you start rewinding a little bit, like some of those times where you were like, I'm gonna suck it up because it's for the betterment of this team, and I'm just gonna eat this bullet. Dude, we went out there and we pistol whipped these dudes. It was so much fun because it was just like somebody lit our hair on fire. And I remember Greg Roman was like, "This team's not better than us. These guys are not better than us." And we went out. We ended up running all over the place on them. Vernon had a massive catch right down the middle of the field for us on like a 394 play action. I just remember sitting there on this B block, and Anthony had the other side of him, and it was who was the guy's name? I ended up playing with them in Arizona. Great guy, I love him to death. Corey Peters. God, I just pulled that.
Look at you, just sharp as a tack right now.
Hey,
it's on fire.
Shout out to him and Frosty Rucker, my two favorite D linemen ever. First of all, the guy's name's Frosty, right?
Is that his real name?
Not even kidding you. The greatest guy you'll ever meet in your life. He's got that real deep voice, got a big beard. What was that? This is just hilarious guy to be around. But we ended up running all over them, and they get the ball with 2 minutes left. We're up by 3 points, I believe. 27-23. What was 4?
28-24. Yeah.
28-24.
Yeah.
So they get the ball with like a minute 30 left. We're on the sidelines. And you're 4 or 2 minutes away from going to the Super Bowl. Your emotions are racing. You hate life, and at the same time, you're loving it because you're kind of like, I can hold on to this moment forever, and no one can take it away from me no matter what happens. And I remember watching the last throw went to like Julio Jones, and it was a crossing route. It was like a mesh route. And just as he threw it, and I'm going to say this now because nobody cares, Navarro Bowman definitely hit him way before the ball got there, but he ended up getting his hand around and making a really athletic move. And so the ref, in the moment was probably like, I'm not about to extend this, so I'm just going to let it go. And I never ran so fast in my life because, you're going to the Super Bowl. And it's just, I remember we went back to the locker room, and it was insanity. Just bottles popping everywhere, guys going crazy. Terry Bradshaw's in there, Howie Long. It was just like, if you could picture dying and going to heaven, it was like walking into that room right there. Just everybody was like, what do you want? What do you need? You're going to the Super Bowl. You're like, oh my God.
You guys, so I pulled this game up, so I totally forgot about this. Matt Ryan. So this was a few years before he won the MVP in like 2016. So this is like 4 years before that. And he wins the MVP, and they're up 28-3 on the Patriots in the second half, the most infamous blown lead. This was also one of the biggest blown playoff leads, I think. 'Cause you guys, so you guys were up you guys were down 17-0.
17.
And then you guys both scored. You guys wound up being down 24-14 at halftime. But they had like 400 passing out. Like the first half was pretty much all Falcons.
They crushed.
And you guys held them scoreless in the second half. So this is a thing with Matt Ryan teams where they'll be in these games, have a big lead in the first half.
Don't label him like that.
And they don't score in the second half.
Don't be that
Can
guy.
Can you get a field goal or something, Matty Ice? You're Matty Ice. Why is the offense on ice in the second half?
That's why.
You went to the cold tub at halftime? Come on, guy.
Oh, man. Now that you think about it, this poor guy, he's always going to have that reputation of just being so not the guy. But
dude, he's the quarter, and I get that defenses blow leads in those situations.
Yeah.
But he was the quarterback for the biggest Super Bowl blown lead and now the biggest regular season blown lead because he couldn't get, just couldn't. An extra field goal or something?
He got benched like 4 weeks ago. And it was
got benched again today, by the way. Nick Foles is now the starter.
I think they're forced to cut you after they bench you twice. Hey, Matt, listen, there's the door. Get the hell out. No, it's so funny because when they brought him back, I remember they were saying that him and Jeff Saturday had a conversation, and they both agreed that it would be best for the team if Matt came back and played. And it's like, at what point do you think that Matt was like, hey, by the way, I think I'm older than you, so and technically I'm making more money than you, so I'm going to make the decision.
Right. Not even close.
I'm kidding. He probably didn't say that. He definitely did.
He 100% said that. Wow, that's amazing. Your biggest comeback was also against Matt Ryan.
Well, that was one of the most fun ones you can remember. I mean, there was probably, I'm sure there was some more, but you talk about the defining moment. There was so much fun stuff to remember in those days. Well,
I think too. There's the Vikings put out today on their social media. There's like an 8.5 minute sort of summation. It's the guys mic'd up on the sidelines, and they just someone just cut it down to 8 minutes of.
It's the best.
All right, they're down 33-0, and guys are still. But the tone on the sidelines at the start of the second half, it wasn't we can still win this game. It was, hey, let's forget about the score. Let's go out there and just be professionals.
Dude.
And then they get one touchdown, and then they get the second one, and then it became about, oh, okay, we might actually have a chance here. Interesting.
Dude. I think they knew they had a chance the whole time. I think it was just kind of they were shooting themselves in the foot. They fall asleep a little bit. You kind of hit the autopilot. Colts are coming in here. What are they going to do? And all of a sudden, a blocked punt, which you never expect to happen, right? You never hey, we got to plan for that blocked punt a couple times this year. That happens. Then all of a sudden you throw a pick six real quick, and all of a sudden you're looking down the barrel of something my God, this is looking ugly quick, right? Go in at halftime, you get cussed out a little bit, and you're you're right. That is the Colts. We are the Vikings. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm not playing this stupid game. They don't even have a real coach. Come on, guys. It can't be that hard. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. It was what a game. So I don't know if you I know you were in you were at hockey rinks and with family and stuff, but we actually, for the first time in the history of Vikings Vent Line, our post-game show, we had so many people at the end of the second quarter just pissed, right? Because it's one of the worst halves of football people have seen the Vikings play. So we actually went live at halftime.
Did you?
And it was an hour and a half just therapy session for fans.
That had to be interesting. Probably started Vent Line, ended oh my God, what the hell is going on?
It ended in just
awesome.
glorious celebration. So the first hour was just people bitching. And then, okay, and we're kind of keeping an eye. Okay, they scored again. It's still a therapy session. And they scored the third time with, 8 minutes left or something in the fourth quarter. And we said, okay, this would be the greatest comeback in NFL history. But people are I know this is garbage time for now, but if they score one more, it's no longer garbage time. And poor Judd. So here's the thing: you can't go live at an NFL stadium unless you are the network doing the game.
Right.
And so we told Judd, who's covered every Vikings game for 20, 25 years, never misses. He's Adrian Peterson setting the record against the Chargers, Minneapolis Miracle, he's seen everything. And we said, they're down 33-0. We're going to go live at halftime. If you want to be part of it, you have to leave the stadium. You can just drive to the studio. It's a couple miles down. He took a deep breath. He's like, yeah, it's the right move. The game's over. Let's do it. Let's
I hope you
from
feel
a content
bad about
standpoint.
That. I hope you feel a little.
I do.
You should.
I apologize.
You should.
He sat there as the game-winning field goal was sailing through the uprights off Greg Joseph's right leg. and everyone's celebrating, and we got Ode to Joy playing in the background, and Judd is just sitting sideways staring at his TV with like this blank look on his face.
Could have been there.
What did I miss?
I could have been in that locker room. Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's incredible. You got to, and the more I think about it too, you remember at the end of the game when Justin Jefferson caught that ball and that dude tried to lay on him, and then there was a big skirmish to try and get that. I don't know if they get that ball clocked and downed because I think there was like 13 seconds on the clock. And that's kind of one of those like gray areas where like the ball's got to come straight in. Like you got to run it in. It's got to get down. The ref's got to get out of the way. Everyone's got to get set. You have to be set for 1 full second. There's a lot of things. And it's kind of like, man, you talk about luck. And I know we've talked about it a little bit this year. Like every now and then when you kind of go with the flow of things, luck kind of falls into your way. And I'm telling you, the way that these guys play, I think about the goal line stands with Harry running through there, like just at the opportune time. Like the one time they don't block the safety off the edge and there's Harry to break up the play and then Daniil finishes it. It's just this constant like, and you sometimes you just don't plan for it, but great things happen and you're playing good football. And dude, the way that they came back, it'll be another 100 years until they have a game like that.
Yeah. On the play you're talking about, and they flagged the Colts for delay a game.
Delay a game, you can't do that.
Right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
But the Vikings, if that game ends in a tie, the Vikings still would have clinched the division. But you can't just let that game end in a tie without taking a shot at the end zone. And so I'm glad they lined up and tried to win.
Oh yeah, they put like 7 seconds back on the clock too.
Because how would you feel? You make that comeback, and yeah, if you just tie, you do win the division. But I don't think you can do all that work to come back from down 33 and then feel great about a tie. You tell me.
Man, that's tricky. I don't know, because
it wins in the division. It's a T-shirt and hat game, as they say.
It is, but you're kind of walking out like, man, that's such a weird feeling. I've done it a couple times. You're like, hey, good game. Good game? No? Weird game. I just don't know what to say, right? Everyone's like, man, this is so weird. You're going to really end like this? Fans are looking around like, God, paid for this? Paid to watch nothing. It's crap.
Do you remember when Donovan McNabb was after the game was over, someone had to break the news to him that it's like, I didn't even know we could tie. It's a thing? Like, dude, you've been in the league for 10 years. What?
Hey, Brett Favre for like 30 years that he played didn't know what a nickel defense was, right?
That's right.
Talk about idiots. Hey, what's this thing of nickel everyone keeps talking about?
Nickel, dime,
dude, I wish I'd have been in that room. I really wish I'd have been. Well, you're just all kinds of stupid, aren't you?
Yeah, dude, you're 36 years old, sir. You've won 2 MVP awards and a Super Bowl, and you don't know what a nickel defense is? Nah,
hey,
not really
certainly
sure.
doesn't know how to give money back either.
Oh,
big dog's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, snap.
Football.
You want to break down some film here, Booney?
You're not ready.
You want to break down some film?
You're so not ready.
Today's deep dive into the film with our guy Alex Boone is presented by our friends at Lake Ridge Liquors in Vadnais Heights, here to help you stock up for these holiday parties this weekend, next weekend. They've got a wall of whiskey. They've got all kinds of wine for you to get into. Check them out, the official liquor store of Purple Daily. You can find them on the corner. You can find them over in Vadnais Heights, I should say. Lake Ridge Liquors in Vadnais Heights. Also, I told you this last week, so and it's very fitting this week because, I don't know, he just threw for 460 more yards and put himself, I think, 6th in the MVP odds on some of the sports books. We had a group of Cousins Crusaders, the crazy Canadian Cousins Crusaders, reach out a few weeks ago and say, why don't we bring everyone together? It's a joyous season. Kirk Cousins is leading the league in fourth quarter comebacks. There's one thing everyone can agree on, whether you're a Kirk lover, a Kirk Crusader, or a hater, if you will, that charity is a good thing. And so we're bringing everyone together, courtesy of the Cousins Crusaders of Purple Daily, and we're looking to raise money at kirkcousins.org. Just go flood his charity website, $5, $50, $500, whatever you feel like you can give, kirkcousins.org. And then in the comment section of your donation, just tell them that the Cousins Crusaders of Purple Daily is behind the donation. So we're doing some good here on Purple Daily, my friend. Let's fire this up. Let me pull this up here for the YouTube audience. We're about 25 minutes in. I should say for the audio only audience, if you want to flip over to let's see here. Let me.
All right, let's see what you pulled up this week, big dog.
Hold on a second. I gotta share this again. If you're audio only, 25-minute mark of the podcast on YouTube is where you can check us out here.
By the way, who saw? I bet you I can tell you one of the plays you pulled. Did you pull the one where Dalvin went in motion? And they
I've got 3 Dalvin
handed
plays.
off to CJ Ham. A hamster scored again. I got so excited. He's part of the comeback. He's officially part of the comeback, dude.
I think he was a Pro Bowl alternate too, wasn't he? Didn't he get?
Oh,
didn't CJ Ham get to us?
Big Bill. Look at this even defense. Son of a buddy.
This right here is the Dalvin Cook screen pass touchdown that brought the Vikings within 2. All right, Booney?
Dude, this one.
Tell us what you see here.
This is some beautiful. This is a quick, missile. We call this like a missile pass. Torpedo, missile left.
So is it a
Do you have the
screen
wide?
or no?
Yeah, it's a screen. Do you have the wide?
I just have the end zone for this one.
All right, you're good. So these are great plays because you set and go, and it's on a number system. And I don't exactly remember. I know Dalvin's out there. I think there's another guy out there. I think Dalvin's in the slot. So the number count would go something like this. Darisaw would have 2, and 2 counts to the guys, the linebacker depth, right? You're counting the guys in there. Number 1 should be the cornerback. The widest receiver will always take him. Number 2 should be the safety or the linebacker. And I think there's a guy outside of 44 who Darisaw goes to, if I'm not mistaken.
He does, and he murders him. Yes.
He does. Ezra has number 3 on these. So it's an easy count, right? Receiver has 1, left tackle has 2, left guard has 3. So 44 should be number 3. So as you set, these are great because you just set and you're trying to get these guys upfield. So what you're trying to do is really explode out of your set but not go anywhere. You want to make it look as believable as possible because the better rush you get out of these guys, the less chance they have to show up to make the tackle. You know what I'm saying? And 2, sometimes, and this always makes me laugh, if you don't make contact with these guys on their second step, sometimes they fall because they're like leaning so much into like a bull rush. Dude, it is the funniest.
Pulling the chair out from underneath these guys, right?
It's hilarious. They're going to make contact and you kind of like slip out real sneaky. They just fall down and they get so mad about it. But this is great because look here, we set. Ezra goes over him, which is great because it's very believable. See, that's a great snap right there by Slotman. Look at that. Right there. Look at that. Oh, he's going to eat some turf. All right. So look, see how Darisaw doesn't even make contact?
Look at this.
Dude, it's the best. I'm telling you.
Schlotman
Watching these dudes fall.
Completely olays this guy right here. Look at this. Right in the middle.
Hilarious. Especially because we don't like those big dudes. Darisaw does a great job of trying to stay flat as he's releasing. They always tell you stay flat because that's ground you can't make up. As you're going, that's what it was.
Nice job
Dalvin is
actually by KJ Osborne.
The count goes different because there's 2 of them. See, stop right there. Go back a little bit. Yep. Keep going. Play it. No. Let it play. Right there. So Thielen's got 1. He has the corner. KJ Osborne has 2. That's his count. So now you go, Darisaw, you have 3. And Ezra, you have Rat Killer. Well, they used to call it Rat Killer, but you can't do that anymore. So they'll tell him, you go to the alley. You have the safety. So he should either knock Darisaw's guy out and keep climbing or go around Darisaw. But this is a great job by KJ Osborne and Thielen of setting this lane up. We call this the sidewalk. When you get out here by the numbers, they call this the sidewalk. And you want to stay on the sidewalk, and it helps everybody understand where you're blocking. Because, like, if the numbers are the sidewalk, you know you're trying to clear people out of there. Like, see how everyone's trying to go that way? But Dalvin makes a great cut. Like, I'm not even against this. He sees this guy coming up. He knows that nobody's probably going to get him. So he's like, I'll just slip this way, which is a great job. The guy makes a terrible tackle. Doesn't even really try very hard, which drives me nuts. But then this explosion right here is great. And I love how these guys on the left are still running. If I'm an O-line coach right here, I'm going to attaboy this all day. You got to love this, right? Dude,
they're at the note. This is a 40-yard dash. And Ezra Cleveland and Dalvin Cook are starting at the same place.
He's even looking at him like, I see you. I'm going with you, right? And this is the stuff you don't see on TV. And this is what drives me nuts. Like, he's trying as hard as he can, but he ends up showing back up in the block, which is huge, right?
And Dalvin did have to cut here, which is why he's He's beating. He hasn't lost that much of a step. He is beating Ezra Cleveland, but Cleveland's getting his ass down there.
Well, he is because he knows he's about to show up right here. Look at Cook. Look at Dalvin. Get the hell out of my way. He's like, no, you go block this guy. I love how Ezra falls down. That's definitely an OTG on the ground fine, but he gets back up and he celebrates. So we might null that fine. Yeah, you can't fall down, dude. You're not allowed, especially like recklessly like this. You can't trip over the running back who's about to score, fall down, somersault your way back into a celebration.
Well, Dalvin actually on the sideline on the mic'd up thing, the Vikings. So Dalvin went up to Ezra and said, "You prevented me from falling." I'm assuming he meant here, right? That
right
he's
here,
kind of stumbling, and I don't know if he actually falls over, but Ezra acts as a nice little backboard for
Gotcha,
Dalvin.
buddy. Look at Darisaw. He's just cruising. You guys got this. Oh, and you got your boy TJ Hawkinson down there too, bro. The likelihood of a missile or a torpedo scoring that smoothly is very rare. I mean,
what a play!
What a play at the perfect time. Talk to me.
Do you want to stay on the Dalvin train here? We got a 40. This is a 40-yard run here early in the game.
Oh, this is one of the first plays. Ooh, this is a great play. So look, this play here, without even drawing it up, we used to call this whack, right? We're gonna go block down. Thielen should block down because we never really want receivers blocking out. It kind of messes the play up. Darisaw is gonna block out past Thielen. And here, I wouldn't pull Ezra. You would make him go. You would make him right here. They would call this like a wide gap. Center and guard would wide gap this to the backside backer. But let's play this because this ends up being.
I think this is the one. Darisaw absolutely destroys someone on one of the. This might be the one that I was thinking of. So let's roll this here. They fumbled the play after this. But this was like the one big offensive highlight of the first half, I think.
I love it. And you know what I love too?
JJ in motion, taking the
defender
out of this.
I love JJ in motion. You know I love that because look, pause, go back. I want everybody right now. Look at the linebackers. If you're a linebacker right now, you know you're about to piss your pants. You can't tell me you're not. You see this dude rowing him. Look at the one dude. He's like, yeah, I know what's going on. It's going that way for sure. Look, I think they even said, look, he's leaving, starts going that way. He starts going that. Look, you got a safety going in there. You got this other safety. Like, oh my god, I don't even have a mouth guard in. Oh shit, dude, it's about to be pandemonium, right? And here's what I love. Go back. Remember we talked about this early. The art of deception, right? You think it's a real handoff to him because look at this mesh point. You time this up. We used to time this up so tight in practice because you want to make it very believable. Look how beautiful this looks. That could have been a real handoff. And then you do a little flip. Just a little flip out here. You get these two guys. Look, see that guy that was outside of Thielen? Somehow he moved inside. So now we've captured the edge. So now we get Darisaw on the widest guy out here. Oh my God,
this
guys.
Guy here on the left taking like 2 steps in, boom. Breaks this play, right?
Breaks it. Because if he stays outside, he kind of gets into some gray area.
And now Thielen's just setting a screen here.
Dude, I love this. Watch. Get around. Thielen does a great job right there. Look at that. Capture that shoulder. Don't let him spin out. You got it. Oh, I told you, dude. When he shows up to block, he's one of the best receiving block. I'm telling you, he's awesome. But here, when you get these guys out here like this, right? Stephon Gilmore is like, I don't think so, dude. I'm not even trying to mess with you, my dude. This is beautiful. And I even love that they're attacking the outside of these guys because it's forcing them even more outside. Now, yeah, you want Ezra Cleveland to get a little more contact, but look how beautiful that is for Dalvin. He sees that. He knows he can cut right off Darisaw and keep following it all the way through. Dude, that's cake. Look at the size of that. And I'm telling you, a lot of this is set up with Justin Jefferson going in motion. That simple thing keeps these guys super honest. And this is what you get when you're keeping a defense honest. Half of them are chasing JJ, and the other half are like, no, dudes, it was a pitch the other way. Where the hell are you?
My guy Ed Ingram out here just kind of looking for something to do. Should he be
anybody back there? Anybody back there for me to block? Trip on, step on? No? Okay.
I'll go this way. You can't crack back on 54 here. That's illegal, right?
Totally.
So he should.
No, he's right. He should. Well, number one, he should be making. Get there, dude. Dalvin's probably like, nah, I got this.
Let's do one more Dalvin one here. You're on a roll with the Dalvin. I got a 20
I
yard.
love these. By the way, that play's called like Taxi. It's amazing.
So this is a 20-yard run. In this might be early second half here. I want to say Dalvin had like 200 all-purpose in that game. Close to 200 all-purpose.
Over G. See, like a normal over, that nose guard would be on the center, but now he's on the guard. Go to the little G front. Kind of messes with the center and the core a little bit. See how the fits doesn't look right? Because he sits right in that little spot. And the guard's like, man, number one, I love the first step by Ed Ingram. I'll be very honest with you. I'm cool with this. Get it down a little faster. This second step, see how much he leans into that? See how narrow his base is? You have no power. You shut off all your power angles here, and then you got the center turned the wrong way. Like, he doesn't have a good fit into it. See how this guy's too penetrating? Oh, it's a tough defense, man. That's why they play this, though, because it messes with the fits between the guards and the centers. Guards kind of like, do you have them? The center's kind of like, I don't even have them. But go ahead. Let's see what we got here. I love this.
This looks like a very borderline. Austin Schlottman looks like this could have been holding here. If you look at
but look how strong he is. I mean, to hold a guy like that, who's got a lot of force going that way, you got to be really strong.
Right, like this could have been called, right?
Oh, for sure. That arm out should instantly mean that. But here's what I love. He pries open the shoulder, which is just enough to get Dalvin through. And see, he's going to climb on the linebacker here. Kind of pin back. He gets a little too far, and linebackers do a great job of this. They make you think you have to go farther than you do to block them, but they slip underneath you. I mean, they are so slippery. But he does a good job of, like, getting back on him. You know what I'm saying? See how he's creating this lane for Dalvin to run? And this is kind of a premeditated lane. Like, it's like, hey, listen, if you don't get it here between you and the right guard in the center, I'm going to take this ball backside. Because see the second lane right there? Say 44 were to go over the top more, like go more front side, and Ed Ingram were to wash him out, Dalvin could cut right back here too. See that? Yep, they're building a great wall on the backside. 58 gets caught in the wash. Looks like the tight end doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Just go surprise, surprise. Go back real quick, because look. These guys, they drive me nuts, man. I'm telling you.
You're talking about Hawkinson over here?
Yeah. No harm, no foul. Because 91's so wide. Unless, no, because you have the receiver blocking over here. You could have pushed it, but it makes bad angles. And if you push it, pushing it basically tells you you're pushing the mic one more guy front side. So you could make the mic 32. That's only on certain plays you would do that. But it makes the angles more like runnable. You know what I'm saying? You have to run more to get to guys, and it forces the defense to run. Sometimes it can cut the defense a lot faster, but sometimes it's unnecessary. So you have guys just running laterally the entire time, and they end up kind of getting messed up and hurt. It's a great job getting out of this tackle, too. Look at that. You know, maybe if these guys were coached better, they'd be better tacklers. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Jeff Saturday, come on down, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dude, if you weren't the interim coach, you'd have been fired for
Dalvin
sure.
Breaks another one there, too.
Yeah, these guys are playing real hard for their coach, aren't they?
Real hard. Look at that. All right, what else we got here? Let's
give me something good, dude. I don't want the two-pointer yet. Not the two-pointer yet. What do you got over
How
here?
about the I think you mentioned the Kirk to Thielen missile in overtime.
Oh, is this it? Is this the missile?
This is it right here.
My dude, look at that guy on the right side. Poor Ed Ingram. I'm telling you, when they show you a bag of goodies and you don't shut the door on it, they will continue doing it. Because you can tell, because look at the left side. He's a little bit tighter because he knows, like, this guy probably wants more space. And then look at the right side. He's like, no. Let's make this guy get out there more. Like, this is the chess match you have to come out to. And you have to start wondering, why are guys doing this to people? Why are they messing with me? Are they messing with me? How are they messing with me? And that's why, like, when you're watching this film, you should be like, man, it's weird how, like, similar they are, but all of a sudden on the right side, you see the guys kicked a little bit more. Like, why isn't the guy on the left kicked more? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just a little observation that people probably don't think about, but you should think about a little bit. Let's see what happens. Look, first of all, that is the greatest get off I have ever seen. I mean,
Ezra?
Look at, you can tell.
False start?
No, because look, you can see the ball move right. You can see the ball moving between Kirk's shoulder. And not only that, but Kirk's moving. Nope. No, dude. First of all,
right.
there was no yellow on the field. We're good. Okay. That is the greatest get off in the world. And you know what sucks about this? And some people are probably looking at this like, oh, that's great. Sometimes it sucks because it messes with your timing. See this? Now stop. See how there's kind of a big gap between you and the center? See, this is all about rhythm. And when you play a line, you got to have good rhythm with the guys next to you. And if you create this big gap, it really starts to put a lot of pressure on the one guy that seems like right now, if you were to draw a circle on that guy in the middle, it kind of looks like he's on an island, right? Poor guy. Yeah, that's my guy right there. Look at him. Who's helping me? Who's helping? Nobody. We're gone. Look, Cleveland. Ezra's even behind Terrence. He's like, boy, I got here quick. It does. It messes with you a little bit. But anyways, it's a great job getting back, creating depth. You always want to get back. I think this was third down, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm not.
I want to say this was third down.
Sure.
Whatever the case.
But the clock's running down for sure, and it's an urgent situation. So
it's clearly a passing situation, and what he
Yes.
does a great job of is gets depth, because you got to see what's going on in front of you, right? And he does a good job of getting back. Now, I don't like that he's giving up more ground than he should. You've already set the point. Like, go back. Right to when he makes contact. Go ahead. Watch this. See how he goes to punch him and his leg's up?
So he's punching with his right hand. We're looking at Cleveland here, right?
Yeah. So
he'll punching with his right hand,
and his right foot comes up just as he's about to make contact. The one thing they always tell you, same hand, same foot must always be in the ground, or you have no power. That's where you get your power, your feet in the ground. And see how he gives up this ground right here? That can all be eliminated if he'd have just had his foot in the ground and he would have shot his hand a little bit. And yeah, you're like, that's a big boy, but you have your inside hand, which has more weight on it. You're keeping a little bit more weight on your inside to be a little bit stronger. So when you throw that hand, you should be fine. And plus, you have the center coming to work with you. But it's a great job. He does a great job of making contact initially and then getting him onto the center, which doesn't put the center on an island. It kind of helps him get into the fight because Buckner's fighting Ezra and not the center, right? So now here.
What do you see from Ingram here, Booney?
Go back.
So I notice here, this is where your tutelage is paying off here.
Go back one more time.
Brian O'Neill's first move is to punch. Is it 54 here? Punch
Always.
54 with his left hand. Just a quick little touch point. Let Hawkinson bring the edge rusher into your body here, and then I'm guessing he gets off for a route. So just real subtle stuff there, but
it kind of helps everybody, right? Everyone's kind of helping everybody. But here's what I love, and we talked about this once, and I never really explained this that well. But when you set off the ball, number one, he's super wide, so he could be twisting. Like, that's a very twistable look. So the fact that Brian has his eyes on him, he's kind of trying to read him first because he's like, I have help on the outside. And if this guy's eyes follow me, then I know it's a twist. But see how right away his eyes go inside? So he shows you it's not a twist. Could it still be a twist out of this? It could. Like, they could run an ET where that defensive end just continues to go in, and then that defensive tackle comes back out. And that is a very hard one to pass off. But it's only done by really good rushers because it takes a second to set it up. But if they can pull it off, number one, you break the guard's hip, and it's a total sack. But go back. Here's what I love. Number one, Brian throws his hand, and when he does that, it kind of closes that gap so that if it is a twist, that gap is closed off. See how it's kind of shut down? It looks like he's closing the door right there. Like, if you were looking in there, you see two hands. You're not trying to go in there. You're like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. So he goes out. Would I like Ezra or Ed Ingram to sit a little bit more? Absolutely. Look how straight that leg is. Dude, sit down, right? Little too long. But he does a good job of redirecting and closing. But as he's doing it, he's trying to lean in there on him. Like right there. See that? And his foot is what, again? In the air. Same hand, same foot. No foot in the ground, no power. So all of a sudden, when you go to throw that hand, there's nothing there. And at times, it happened to me because your rhythm's off. And you're kind of like, what is going on? And it kind of forces you back. See that right there where he's taking these steps? And then his base gets wide. which is fine because some guys play out of a wide base. I played out of a very wide base, but I was also 6'8", so people never judged me for it. But he does a good job of getting to his base, and right here he sits down. Boom.
There you go. Yeah.
There's your power. See how when both your feet are in the ground and your knees are bent, this is how you want to be all the time. And this is how you control people. You control the block like this. He's got a great job of sitting back. He's got his chest up. It's great. Look, see how much stronger he looks too? He doesn't have those happy feet. He's not moving around now. That's not good. But the ball's gone.
Yeah, it's been.
Coaches are not looking at that now. What am I going to tell you? I'm going to tell you to sit down a little bit more. Obviously, you're leaning a little too much. But then again, I hate guys that pull you. I hated guys that pulled you. But this missile, dude, this missile that he throws. Look at that. Go back. 3 guys. And that's not Justin Jefferson, by the way. That is not 18. Which makes me think that Kirk Cousins is kind of growing up. Like, he's like, you know what? I don't have to just throw it to one guy. I could throw it to a lot of guys.
Well, hell, KJ Osborne has.
Dude,
KJ Osborne
showed up.
Hasn't done anything all season, and all of a sudden now he's 170
Maybe that's the role they wanted him to have, though. Maybe that's part of this illusion. Because all of a sudden, Adam Thielen's showing up a lot too. All of a sudden, it's like, hey, we don't have to win with just one guy. Now we can start spreading the ball out. These guys can make these catches. We don't have to just trust Justin to make these catches.
Yeah, I love Kate. I mean, if you're going to have a second receiver as a big play threat down the field with some yards after the catch, I mean, KJ, I think Adam as a reliable set of hands, a red zone guy, a nowhere to sit in the zone kind of a guy, love it, but he's not the same dude he was 4 or 5 years ago. And so I kind of like that KJ Osborne's emerging as a December threat here.
KJ's tough. That catch that he had that they nulled, man, that was tough.
Yeah, that was close.
That was a sweet catch, though, over the show. The way he caught that, oh, man, I can't believe they took that away from him. Sometimes I feel like when they take those away from him, they should be like, listen, style points. We got to give it to him because that was a tricky catch. Okay? I couldn't catch that. You couldn't catch it. So we're going to say that he caught it.
Man, I mean, it wasn't a catch, but I mean, come on.
Dude, we would have looked like 2 left hands. Are you kidding me? They'd have been like, bro, no way.
I want to do 2-point? I have 2 more for you. This is a 2-point conversion, and then I want to go to the defensive side of the ball to show you that Danielle Hunter is indeed not washed up.
Is it the one where he grabbed him through the tackle?
I believe he wound up with a sack on the play. So yeah, I believe that's the one. So this is your end zone view of the 2-point conversion to tie this thing late in the 4th.
True
TJ
over
Hawkinson.
See that nose guard? See how he's more over there now? Look at that. Brought him back in. He's tilted too. Okay, talk to me. Oh, we got somebody in motion. Look, everybody's looking at him. Oh, God, not this again.
There he is.
Oh, no, do I have to cover him? Brian, is that me? Safety's over the top. Don't worry, Phil. I'm here, Phil. No, seriously, this is what they talk about. This is what they say. You got me, right? You got me. Here we go. Set me something sweet. Let's see if we can tell the protection by what Dalvin does.
This is Madison. Madison in the game for this one.
So this is a 2-jet. He's going left. This is 2-jet. All right, take it back. Here we go. Number 1, we're down the goal line. Hands got to be down. They always tell you that. When you're inside the 5, everything has to become a short set. Why? Because they can bat the balls down a lot easier, right? Receivers are right in front of us. It's probably going to be a bullet if it's across the middle because nobody can catch it. It's got to be low, or super, super high, right? Like either make him jump to get it or make him dive down low to get it. Nobody gets it but us. So everyone's got a short set on this. Notice how everyone's setting a little bit tighter. Brian looks like he's lower. He's trying to really focus on it. Ed's set is way tighter. He's taking 2 kicks. Doesn't need it. You don't need that second because it gets you overextended. See now, not even that. See where his helmet is compared to the defensive tackles? See how it's kind of head-to-head? Way too far, dude. You've gone way too far. You always want your helmet on the inside shoulder pad. You want to control the inside right there. See how he gets back to it? It's a lot of work to get there when you didn't have to, but I love how his hand's number 1 in his throat. I love that. Squeeze him. Let's go to the left side. Take it back. This is tricky for the center because you got to snap the ball and you got a dude barreling down on you, right? What I love here is how the guard does not fly out. Doesn't just vacate this huge void and put the center on an island. And Ezra's been doing this a while, so he probably has a really, really good feel for it. So we should be glad that it happened to this side.
A little hand throw there, right? Right hand throw.
See, but
what does that do? What does that do?
What?
When Ezra throws his right hand here, he's not. Is this just sort of making sure that
you're closing it off? It's 100%. See how that nose tackle's fighting the center? You're basically just in there to kind of throw a rib shot, let him know I'm still here, and you're to kind of firm up,
sneak in here, yeah,
firm up that block really tight because that's tough. This guy's got the center's got to snap the ball and then get on this block right now. If you have nobody to go to right away, like unless there was somebody way outside or. Because even if they're way outside, you have time to help. Unless somebody was barreling down on the B gap, you have to sit there and help the center get on. That's not fair. He always comes to help us when we have 3 techniques. You can't just – and that's why I love what Ezra is doing here. And it's not so much setting down as it is kind of just reposting. We call this a repost. Like you just kind of repost your inside leg. You don't go anywhere, but it's kind of like you're kick-starting the engine. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start a lawnmower, you're kind of like you have to move somewhere. When the ball is snapped, you can't not move. That's not possible. If you don't move, someone's going to kick your ass. Like, where were you? You weren't on the same plane as us. We were supposed to be at this certain depth, and you weren't there. That's why you're always going somewhere. So when you're down by the goal line, we would call this a repost. You're going to repost your inside leg. You're going to throw your inside hand, but your eyes go from 44 to outside because that's our threat, right? 44, see how he goes? Wait, go back real quick. You can see him looking at him because he makes a really dramatic right there. When he sets, he's looking at the nose and 44. Is he coming? Is he coming? No, he's not coming. And you got to make this decision quick because remember, you're on the goal line. So if he doesn't come downhill right now, I would assume he's not coming because look, he can get kind of sketchy. That look right there, you're like, man, I don't know if he's coming. Best to just take your eyes off him. He's just messing with you. Center does a better job of getting on it. I don't like how he initially sets, but we're not going to bust my guy's balls about it. He does a great job of getting back. Darisaw, Pro Bowl, love it. Brian O'Neill, Pro Bowl, love it.
Good to see Darisaw back, man. Concussions.
Isn't it? It's so nice to have reliable tackles. It makes this game so much easier when you can set the width of the pocket. Look at this.
Can I ask you this? This seems like incredible play design here. So, and maybe it's very simple. So, I'm going to try and explain this from how I see it as a fan, and you tell me if I'm an idiot. All right. So the Vikings have a fake handoff going to the right, pulling 44, the linebacker, basically across the face of the center. Like he's going to move over to his left, to our right as we watch this. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I mean, this is where you'd have to tell me, like, is Hawkinson the first read on this play? But okay. Hawkinson looks like so Hawkinson comes off the line here. He's leaning. Watch him lean in, knowing he's going to break to his left, right? He basically makes sure that he gets 58 on his right shoulder so that he knows if he breaks left, he's got an opening here. But 44 has come all the way across because he's got to account for Madison, right? So basically, if you're Hawkinson, if you keep 58 on your right shoulder and you come across the face, or in this case, behind 44, you're wide open.
It was probably designed up more like this. You were very onto it. Go back. This would be like a man. We're going to run this versus man. And just like you said, because we can pull 44 out by moving Dalvin across. Now, you could have also pulled him out by, if Dalvin would have ran an M route, which is basically if he runs a flat to the left. It's not so much a flat as much as an arc. That's why they call it an M route, because it looks like half of an M. He could run that, and 44 would have been pulled out. Another way to do it would have been to just fly him out right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways. What I think works here is, number one, the protection is really, really good. Yeah. As much as it looks like everyone's doing a lot of work when they shouldn't. And TJ it's important to note that his body position, see how he's kind of leaning on him because he's trying to make that guy think I want to go this way. I want to go this way. This guy's like, I'm doing everything I can to not let you go that way. And then all of a sudden he's going to break out the other way. Like, yeah, you're an idiot. I wasn't even really trying to go that way.
He just needed to wait for, get 44 a couple more steps across.
It's all about positioning. Everything that they do is all about positioning. If they tell you to lean on someone, there's a reason they want you to lean on them. It's because they want you to think you're going that way, and then all of a sudden you go the other way. And they're, look, simple pitch and catch, baby. Look at Kirk. He's like, my dude. This is too easy shooting fish in a barrel. The Colts, we were losing to these guys. Oh, my God. Took us a quarter to come back. That's why I'm kind of laughing a little bit. It took them a whole quarter. One quarter got you the win of 100 years. One quarter. Fired this interim coach. Get another interim coach in here. Hire the guy from Wendy's. He could do a better job.
Bring him in here. I want to see Jeff Saturday on ESPN. I want to see Jeff Saturday back on ESPN in a few months talking about who the Colts should hire as their new coach. That would be a full circle journey. So this is Danielle Hunter is not washed is what I'm labeling this clip for you.
You're terrible, dude. That's one of the funniest things I've heard in a while.
I am pretty hilarious.
I could see it though. That's why it makes me laugh.
He's 100% going back to ESPN.
For sure he is.
All right, tell us what you see here from the Vikings. The Vikings defense, I'll say, obviously the Colts had 33 points, but you kind of laid it out. There was a block punt. There was a pick six that was Jalen Reagor's fault for just moving. He was literally sitting right in the.
How about the other pick that I thought Reagor kind of stopped on the route? Did you see that?
And Kevin O'Connell lost his. Kevin O'Connell,
my dude.
You see him on the. I was going through. I should have grabbed that one on the end zone cam of the film breakdown. You can see Kevin O'Connell just like jumping up and down, yelling at Reagor coming into the shot from the left.
Dude,
so Kirk had 2 interceptions because Jalen Reagor doesn't know what he's doing.
I'm not kidding you. The all 22 is probably the best way to look at it. And I was like, did he just stop? Did he just stutter step on a pylon?
Super weird.
What is he doing? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, some guys should be watched extra hard, if you know what I'm saying.
Here's your stat of the day. All right. I know you love when I bring statistics to the table.
I sure do. Hit me.
So here's my my football nerd guy of the week here, everybody. Let's go. Hey.
Get those nerds!
Jalen Reagor, people asking, like, God, it'd be nice if the Vikings had a legitimate deep threat to put across from Jefferson, right? Just somebody that could stretch the field. Well, Jalen Reagor was a first-round pick, ran like a 4.3 40. Why can't it be him? So 3 years in the NFL, Boone, when quarterbacks target Jalen Reagor on 20-yard throws or more, like balls that are 20 yards in the air or more, they are 5 for 28 with no touchdowns and 5 interceptions. When you throw a deep pass to Jalen Reagor, 5 for 28, no touchdowns, 5 interceptions in his career. One of those 5 was the one he caught a couple weeks ago, actually, against, was it Detroit? Or the Jets. Might have been the Jets, actually. Where Kirk got smoked and he just kind of lobbed it up there. But, yeah,
that math is so bad I can't even get the percentage for it. It's like a negative number. Why the hell is he even playing anymore? At this point, I'd be like, listen, we know this guy's routes end at 10 yards. So if he's not doing a stick, better be doing a fly.
Yeah. He needs a roadmap once he gets to 10
You're
yards.
not kidding, my dude. Watch him extra hard.
MapQuest or something.
Some people can't be trusted. Okay, here we go. Number 1, it's to be noted.
Is he washed up? Is Danielle Hunter washed?
We can never not explain how great some people are, okay? Number 1, the center, Ryan Kelly. What a great guy. Love him to death. Great dude. So sorry to hear about his daughter. Like, this guy was the nicest guy in the world. The guy next to him, though, on the left, your right, Q Nelson. My dude. One of the nastiest guys in the league right now. And here's what I want you to notice. I want you to notice when this ball is snapped, how fast that left guard comes out of his stance and how everybody else is still stuck in their stance. I want you to notice this because I told you that the greats pay attention, right? They pay attention. You want to be great? It's not hard. You just got to give a little effort. You got to care a little bit more than everybody else. And they'll pay you $100 million. I'm not kidding you. They'll give it to you for free. But this is what I love about this kid. He's amazing. Sets tight. Look at that. Foot barely comes off the ground. Foot's down. I'm ready for war. Doesn't move another inch. Here we go. Where are we going? Look at him. Look at him. How calm does he look? Dude's just big. Here we go. Go back, though, because the right guard is the exact opposite, and he's just taking a face full right now. My God. This is what you get for coming off the line slow. This is what you get. You have one advantage, and you totally lost it because you're moving at the same speed as the D tackle. You had one advantage, and you lost it, and now look what happens. He's in your chest. Oh, you're going to eat it.
Oh, God.
I used to love this stuff, man. I used to love watching this stuff. You'd be like, yeah, all right. So look, here's what I want to know. Go back. 99. This guy. Just waiting. Like, looks like a shark ready to go, right? Like, I'm just going to dangle myself out here a little bit way wide because I know I want to get you out in space. Look at this. We're going to turn you a little bit. We're going to turn you right there. There you go. Your hips are to the sideline. And you don't have a what? Go back. Hand on me. God, it must be nice to have those long arms. Look at that. Right there.
It's like yeah, look at that. He like Superman's him. He's off the ground.
Right? And what does he have going? He's got all this momentum and force, and he's just going to barrel everything he has. And it's hard when guys are long because you can't really get a good hit on them. You know what I'm saying? See that right there? See how you come underneath him? You don't really have a good punch. So now you're really kind of starting to try and grab. Use a lot of your forearm. You're really squeezing. Like, dude, this guy is starting to. He's not slowing down. He's not slowing down. Oh, what is he makes the number one mistake? What does he do? Takes both of his feet off the ground.
He is literally in the air here.
I want everybody from my gym right now that's watching this to understand why hopping is stupid. And every offensive lineman in the world, any coach tells you to hop, they're an idiot. You ever take 2 feet off the ground, you're going to be the sorriest dude in the world. I'm telling you, because look at that. Now, he might not even get a sack, but I know that's hurting your back. I know it's hurting your back. Yeah. Look at that. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Because there are guys that come in my gym. I got a kid. They come in and they're just like, man, my coach told me I should hop. Why shouldn't I hop? Because this grown man across from you is trying to kill the man behind you. Why would you jump in the air while he has 2 hands and everything in the ground against you? Why would you leave the ground? That makes no sense. If anything, I'd want to get lower to the ground. I need my leverage now, right? These guys, they make no sense. But this is what you get. There is not one point of this rush that this left tackle is winning. And at this moment, he's probably like, I'm dead. I'm a dead man. I just got a 40-year-old killed.
It's just, poor Matt.
I wonder if it's like when Tom Brady gets sacked. Everybody's like, oh, God, please get up. Please get up. Just get up. Oh, I got to tell his wife and grandkids. Oh, shit. Dude, you know what? For years, I hated watching these guys get hurt and watching these quarterbacks that were like super legendary at one time get hit and not look good. But now I don't even care because they refuse to just go down. So at this point, good for you, Danielle. You went through the left tackle and you destroyed him.
Yeah, that's vintage, man.
Dude, phenomenal.
That is vintage.
What I don't like is how my man Q Nelson gets rolled up a little bit there. I'm always all about the safety of my O-lineman. Look at that. You see that right leg? People tell me it's not a dangerous game. Dude, don't play with me.
Wait, who tells you football is not a dangerous game?
Oh,
like modern football?
Sometimes my wife's like, what are you talking about? All you do is sit in meetings. I know.
I love it. Your wife's tougher than you are. 10 years in the NFL.
She's crazy.
Incredible. So there it is. There's your breakdown right there, kids. That's football. Let's go into football school.
That's football. There we go. It's gonna be a fun week this week too.
Well, the Vikings, yeah, they've clinched the division, clinched the playoff spot, but they're trying to hold off San Francisco. San Francisco has just beat the brakes off everyone. They're just running out third string quarterback guy Brock Purdy, just beating everyone. I was at that Seahawks-Niners game last Thursday.
You were?
They are a problem.
Dude,
the
I'm
Niners
telling you,
are a problem.
The problem becomes this. When you don't have to have a quarterback that throws it 55 times a game, and he just has to throw it 17, 12 times, and he has to hand it off 75% of the time, and then you just look at your defense and you're like, hey, we're good, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not very hard to win games.
Somebody, I know you've the game in San Francisco, and you've made a bunch of appearances on I think it's 95.7 The Game, the sports radio station.
Don't go there. Don't bring those guys into this.
No, they love you. I know they love you.
They're different.
They sent out a social media thing today, and I can't remember. They were talking to some Niners player, and they asked him about, did you see that Vikings Colts game, that crazy comeback? And I'm paraphrasing the Niners guy quote, but he said, yeah, I was glued to it, but I just want to warn the Vikings that that ain't happening against us. If we play them and we get a lead, they're not coming back down 33. So there's 2 or 3 teams. The Eagles are one of them. The Cowboys are probably another one that just don't fall down by 21, 30 points. It's fun against the Colts at home, regular season, but I would advise the Vikings to clean up that first half going forward.
Yeah. Oh, they will. And then, like I said, you can't ever plan for a blocked punt. And once it happens, those special teams meetings are like flipped upside down. They go from being super fun and joking and yeah, I got this guy, to like dudes taking notes. You're like, you actually take notes in punt meeting? And they do now. Can't make another one block and get cut. Probably should have taken notes in the beginning, right?
Not gonna work here anymore.
Not gonna work here anymore, right?
Yeah.
And then hey, listen, Rager, we're gonna put you at gunner. How about that? Can't really mess that up. Those guys really don't do anything anyways.
And then he stops short on the route, and then he kind of turns to the sidelines, like puts his hands up, like, no, dude.
I told you, they do it for no reason. You just don't know why they're doing it. You have to look around them to see if they're really in the wrong. And it's hard sometimes because then you got everyone yelling at them, and they're yelling back, and you're like, who was in the wrong? But you can tell clearly there he slowed up, and that's why I said some guys should be watched very closely.
Well, my guy, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Hopefully you and your family have a fun weekend. And we're pushing our way towards some cold weather relevant playoff football. I know you want to do some, once we get closer to the playoffs, you want to do a little opponent scouting on behalf of the Vikings.
I would love.
So we can mix that in a couple weeks for sure.
I would love to. We should do a breakdown, a quick breakdown of what we would have heard all week. We would break down their blitzes, what they like to do.
Let's get
what we should do. Oh, man.
I'll tell you which Tecmo Super Bowl Nintendo plays I would run against the opponent, and you can bring actual football plays to the table.
Here's the question, too, is a lot of this might be solidified this weekend, right? We're still waiting. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. Hold on.
It depends. If the Vikings... So the Vikings are a game up on the Niners for the 2 seed. And the Niners have a better conference record. So I think the Vikings have to win a couple more games and hope the Niners lose one to ice it before the 18th week. So I think there's at least 2 more weeks of Vikings fighting for the 2 seed. And they're going to wind up playing either the Giants. They play the Giants this weekend, but they could play the Giants in the first round. They could play the Commanders. Dude, the Packers actually, if the Packers beat the Dolphins, and then the Packers would have to win out. But you could face the Lions again in the first round. The Lions are back to 7. I agree.
You don't want that, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you don't want that. I just said it, right?
But bring everyone on. What are you gonna? You're gonna just try? You can't play that game. Well, if we can avoid.
I'm kidding,
this
dude.
Team
you think
and
I
that
give?
Team.
Hey, you know what? Bring Philly back. I'm sick of all this nonsense.
I agree.
You want to end this nonsense? Bring them in here. You know what? We'll come to you. I don't care. How bad do you want a ring? I'm telling you, they're worth a lot of money now. A lot.
They are.
They got to be close to 100 G's, and I'm not even kidding you. They are so ridiculous. You could suck it up for an extra 100 G's plus the 100 that you're going to get for the game.
Plus the whatever the value is of Kirk's chains that he has on shirtless after they win the Super Bowl too. It's got to be another couple $100,000. 2
plays 7, right?
Yes. So Commanders Vikings right now.
Oh, so you're playing. All right, so round 2, who we playing?
You might get the Niners. You might get the Niners. You might get. You could get. Kind of depends on how this shakes out, but
dude,
you could see Tom Brady at some point too. People are writing him off, but they're going to win that division with 7 wins and 10 losses. Someone's going to win that division with 7 wins.
Who?
The Buccaneers are 6-8 in the.
Oh yeah,
in the
I'm not
NFC
even worried
South
about that division this year.
6-8.
They're Tom Brady's already linking up with Sean somewhere else. Where are they going? Find me a spot, somebody. Where just randomly, if I'm looking around, where are we going? Ooh, Carolina. Maybe the Saints. Probably the Saints. Probably going back to the Saints.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know, right? You can just almost have a feeling. Come on.
We got to run. This has been Trenches with Boone. We're reaching Macadac's bedtime here, my friend, and the people
you just got me so
want
hyped up right
trenches.
now. You can't pull up these plays and then all right, well, I'll see you later.
I'll send you 5 more plays, and you can just sit there with the shadows on your walls tonight, and just
everybody listen here. See this guy over here? He's.
We should do a neighborhood projector. Just bring some kids into the cul-de-sac, hockey rink, and make it happen.
When you come back to this winter storm, that I had to shovel my driveway 3 times and my rink twice, and it's supposed to be -40 tomorrow. -40.
You'll be fine. I think it was. I think it was negative. Wasn't it like -50 or something during the Ice Bowl? And those guys were fine. I think they had to chop some frostbitten fingers off at the end of the game, but
towards more like January, when the weather kind of comes back around and you come to town, we should do one in the backyard together. We could do it on the side. We do the projector.
Do you have a projector?
I do it on my neighbor's garage, and everybody's like, "This is great." And I'm like, "I know, watch Monday Night Football and skate around," and then it's incredible.
Maybe we can do it on the wall of Kowalski's down the street while we hang out with your favorite produce section employees.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the best meat section there is. I'm telling you, those guys are the best. I love them all.
Can't wait to go to Kowalski's with Booney. All right, that's a wrap on Trenches with Boone here. Purple Daily. You can please click the subscribe button on the YouTube channel and the like button to spread the word about this daily Vikings entertainment. And we back at you with some more Professor Boone film breakdowns.
Before we go, how did we not talk about Wink Martindale? We didn't even talk about this guy and his name.
His Harry Styles comment, or just... Did you hear what he called Kevin O'Connell?
Yeah, Harry Styles. I totally get that vibe. Totally. And there's nothing wrong with it. You're pulling it off well. I think that was kind of a compliment and also an insult for yourself, Wink.
He's like, Kevin O'Connell is like, he's like Harry Styles, but mixing in some casual F-bombs to connect better with the players in the locker room.
It's incredible. It's like new age football. Wait, what?
No, he's kind of nailing it with these post-game pressers. All right, he's Alex Boone, 10-year NFL veteran, played in the Super Bowl. I'm Phil. I played in 8th grade, but we'll see you guys tomorrow on Purple Daily and next week back on Trenches